Hey, Watford fans, welcome back to the channel. Before we dive into the Blackburn match preview today, Watford Football Club have officially announced our new third shirt this season. It's the 50th anniversary shirt celebrating Elton John's association with the club. And I have to say, it's probably the favourite of the three kits we've released this season. The Elton John kit is probably first, the away second, and unfortunately the home kit is in at last place. But I love the colour. I think the blue is really bold and it stands out. The Elton John logo detailed on the sleeve for me is fantastic. The lyrics of your song as well inscribed on the back of the shirt. I think it is a brilliant kit all round. Unfortunately, the two negatives I do have to address are, again, the association with Mr. Q, which, of course, contractually, I'm sure they probably had to include them on this kit. But for me, something like Rocket Music or Rocket Man emblazoned on the front would have been a much better fit as a sponsor than Mr. Q once again, especially when Watford brand themselves as the original family club, and to still be associated with a gambling company who refused to change the colour of their logo on the home shirt, if you remember, for me, is a big miss from a communications perspective. So you have that aspect and also the high price tag as well. Now, I'm sure many of you, including myself, will buy this kit at some point this season because it is very special. It comes in a special edition box actually as well with Elton's logo on it and a nice design as well. But the price tag for me is also quite significant and for me maybe slightly unnecessary and a bit of a money grab. It's priced at £76 online. Plus, if you do get it delivered to your home, you'll have to pay an additional £5 or so in postage, which will take it in excess of £80. Now, for me, I'm more than happy to pay that price for this shirt because it is a one-off special edition shirt. But I think the club have also missed the mark here in regards to maybe some sort of charitable donation to all of the causes Elton is involved in. With the away shirt, they donated a portion of the profits to sustainability and planting trees in the local area. Why they couldn't have done this with Elton's shirt and the causes he supports, I'm not entirely sure. But aside from the negatives I've just highlighted, which I have to do, of course, the shirt for me is fantastic. I love it. It's going to be worn for the only time in our history against Blackburn Rovers this weekend. I spoke to a Rovers fan and I don't believe there will be a kit clash. I believe they're wearing their gold kit this weekend, which means Watford will, of course, be able to wear the blue at Vicarage Road. So looking forward to see it in person and hopefully we can give this special kit the big 3 points at the weekend. All right, kit revealed. Blackburn up next. You're now going to hear from opposition fan Rovers to get his views on the upcoming fixture.
Hello, this is Dirk from Blackburn Rovers. Looking forward to Watford at Blackburn Rovers this coming weekend. Rovers have been active in the transfer market, both in and out this past summer. Ultimately, seeing a major overhaul of the first team squad. Probably looking pretty ominous for Rovers. As of recording, we've lost a lot of EFL experience with the likes of Dolan leaving, Callum Britton, Lewis Travis, and of course on deadline day, Dominic Hyam, to name but a few. Coming in, though, some young, exciting players from abroad. A bit of an unknown quantity to us, and hopefully the tools needed to see really big Valérien Ismaël's football on paper, because you know, Big Val, of course, you guys know him from your time at Vicarage Road. But of course, he took over last season, back end of the campaign. Tried to use all the tools that he had to get us over the line into playoffs, but unfortunately, just fall short. But now this is the squad that's been built to supposedly play his style of football, which is high tempo. High energy sort of football, and so far it's not really worked out for Blackburn Rovers. We've had a tough start. The first 4 games of the campaign in the league, pretty grim stuff. Of course, taking on West Brom, that ain't no easy game at the Hawthorns, and then of course taking on their rivals Birmingham City at Ewood Park as well. So tough games there. We did get our first win on the blocks against Hull away. hoping we can make it back-to-back away games with away wins against you guys this coming weekend. And then, of course, Norwich as well. So 3 difficult defeats on our agenda and major concerns in the fan base regarding the transfer window, because we generate a lot of funds. We kind of got left with our pants down a little bit at the end there with Dom Hyam leaving. Of course, for good money. He was expiring his contract. I know Watford were also interested as well, but we kind of got no replacement for him. So it is what it is. There is talk of some free transfer maybe coming in, but right now that's all just hopes and dreams really from the fan base. Not too sure how we're going to play these days now. We have started with a 4-2-3-1, but because of that change and because of what's left, it is actually very nervous times for Blackburn Rovers. I would probably suggest we would still stick with that 4-2-3-1 with the likes of Blasas Toff between the sticks. You're looking at Ribeiro starting on the left-hand side, Ryan Ablosu on the right-hand side of the full-back slots, and then into the defensive centre. Of course, it's going to be a guessing game, really, because McLaughlin got sent off last game. He would be our starting left-back, so Scotty Wharton would likely feature in that position there. And alongside him, is Hayden Carter going to be fit? Probably not to start this game. So then you're looking at probably Lewis Miller, our Socceroo we bought from Hibs, playing in as a centre-back, which may be a blessing in disguise. I don't know. I think he was brought in to be right-back material, but that's the approach we've gone with these days at Rovers, is we're bringing in players that can play in multiple positions, and it is a complete guessing game. So we'll see how that pans out. Into midfield, you probably have Tronstad. He is the most big, the one of the cogs remaining from last season's decent squad here. A lot of responsibility on his shoulders. He'll start in defence. Then, in midfield, defensive midfield there. Alongside him, who's it going to be? It's probably going to be Tavares. Again, 50-50 how good he's going to be. In Hull, Hull was phenomenal. And the game against Norwich, he was I don't even know if he was on the pitch. So he needs more of those performances against Hull. And now it's the time, because all these experienced guys are gone, and we're looking to these young guys to really step it up. So those two will probably be there. Then moving forward, again, it's a bit of a mystery as to who will start. Cantwell get the captain's armband. He'll be in the 10 behind the striker. And I probably would assume Yukio Hashi starts that game as our Japanese striker. And then on the left and the right, it's, again, a guess. I don't know. I would go, I think Hedges plays. And I think more often than not, he has featured. I think Hedges starts and Morishita starts, I think. A new Japanese player who has been making a name for himself in Poland on the left-hand side. But he could feature on the right. I think maybe they'll be interchangeable when playing either side. So that's what I'm thinking. And I think it's going to be a good squad. I worry about the back of the defence. And I think if we can get an experienced centre-back in on a sort of a one-year deal, just to kind of add some experience, add some steady Eddie-ness at the back, then we might be okay. But yeah, transfer window, everyone's slating us for it. We did generate funds. We cut the wage bill. We're trying to do things cheap. And of course, that traditionally only goes one way. So, not looking forward to this game, because Watford have got a couple of dangerous players, and I think they know where the back of the net is as well. So, going to be a tricky old game. I do hope Rovers get something out of this, and I just think, and I know I don't usually do this, especially in away games, but I'm just thinking Rovers might nick this one 2-1. I don't know where the goals are going to come from. I don't know. I don't even know if it's going to be a stellar performance, but Rovers need to step it up now, and hopefully they do that at Vicarage Road. And I do like Watford. Lived down there for a good portion of my life, down Middlesex, so I've got a soft spot for Watford, but hopefully they have a shitter, pardon my French, this coming match day.
Great to hear from Rover Caesar. Do make sure you go and check out his YouTube channel. Of course, I believe he's doing a live match watch along of the game this weekend. And he sounded pretty pessimistic there in some of the words he used. And that seems to be the general feeling and emotion in the Blackburn Rovers fan base at the moment. The end to their transfer window was pretty negative. He highlighted there actually Hyam, Travis and other players who played a key part last season departing the club, and it seems like they've not been adequately replaced. Some Blackburn fans speculating they may use the free transfer market, and when you compare that to Watford, we got our business done pretty early in the transfer window. We weren't scrambling around on the final day trying to keep hold of our key assets. It was pretty calm for Watford in the end, and ultimately when you compare both squads, for me personally, I do think Watford have a big chance at the weekend to get the 3 points. Of course, there's an interesting dynamic with Valérien Ismaël's returns to the club and the reception he'll receive from the Watford fan base. I don't think he'll be viewed necessarily as a pantomime villain in this game. I don't think Valérien really left on bad terms, even when you compare him to Rob Edwards. Rob Edwards, of course, went to Luton. He's definitely a villain when it comes to the Watford fan base. I'm sure Valérien will probably receive a good ovation actually at Vicarage Road on Saturday. But look, for me, when I look at both squads, the form of both teams and the quality Watford have, it's a no-brainer to me that we should and must be picking up the 3 points this weekend if we are to mount a serious promotion challenge this season. My predicted starting 11 is really hard actually this week because there's a lot of factors involved. We have players returning from injury, we have the international break and players travelling long distances. When you look at Nestri, Iran, Kinder and the time difference between Australia and the United Kingdom, that's going to be huge in regards to whether he can start this game or only feature on the bench. But if I was to pick an 11 with all of that out of the window, this is what I would go with. Egil Selvik in goal, Ngakia at right back, Ben and Abankwa as my two centre backs, and Mark Boller at left back. So I'm going back to a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1 here. I do think long term that will be the best system for Watford to play. Again, in midfield, it's hard for me to speculate as I'm not privy to the injury information prior to Paulo's press conferences. But once again, I've gone with Hector Kyprianou, Musa Sissoko, and instead of Eddie Kayembe, I've gone to Papa Mendy, non-police Mendy, the former Leicester City midfielder. He signed for the club on a free transfer a couple of weeks ago. I'm going for him to get his first start this weekend. And for my front three, I've gone for Nestri Irankunda on the right, Kwadwe Bar on the left, and Luca Kiramgard up front. Do let me know if you agree in the comments down below. Score prediction time. I've spoken to a couple of my Rovers friends, and for me, I've got to go big, I've got to go bold, I've got to go positive. I'm going 3-1 to the Orns in this game. I think it's going to be a great day at Vicarage Road, wearing that Elton John kit as well. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully it'll be a fun match to watch for both sides actually, and yeah, Blackburn fans, don't blame me. I have given you a goal, but look, I do think the general feeling around your club at the moment is one of negativity, and Watford's goals and aspirations this season means we should be beating teams like you, and maybe that's egotistical of me to say, but if we do want to achieve them goals, we have to be winning games like this. So I'm going 3-1 to the Orns. Do let me know yours in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You can find us across all social platforms. The links to them are also in the description. I'll see you after the game for my post-match reaction. Bye-bye.